according to a post I just saw on Facebook, today is National Barber Day. I know.
Happy National Barber Day!
Happy National Barber Day.
To my favorite barber.
That's me, I think. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, welcome back to the Alibi Pod. What episode is this?
I don't know. Let's not
It's
say.
like 8 or 9, maybe.
No, it is not 9.
It's not 9. It's probably 8. I feel like last week was 7.
Episode 8.
Probably. We don't
Embarrassing
even
if
know.
we're wrong.
Who keeps track of that, guys?
More people need to watch. If
Do you
we
think
have...
Joe Rogan knows what episode he's on?
No.
Yeah.
They're in
He's
like
on,
the 2000s at this point.
I think it's 3.
Is it actually?
I don't know.
That's
but
insane.
There's thousands and thousands of episodes. We don't keep track. We lost track in the single digits.
He has an
we lost
assistant who
track
can
in the
tell him,
single
though.
digits, guys. That's crazy.
If we had lots of listeners, we might remember. Because we'd be like, oh, episode 8 went viral.
But it didn't. Oh, well, it might. This is it.
This is it.
And we do have a banger of an episode for you because some of the topics today have been crowd tested already.
And we have a lot of ground to cover.
That's right. What should we start with today?
TikTok Shop.
TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is crazy. We actually mentioned this in the episode not too long ago. I talked about a video I saw where it was saying it's trying to push this e-commerce platform on TikTok, so videos don't really pop off unless they are TikTok Shop sponsored videos, like with an item you can buy. And then I started noticing it, and the other day I opened up TikTok and scrolled, and I screen recorded it because I noticed, and I scrolled 13 videos before I got something that wasn't a TikTok Shop item. 13 videos. It's not just for entertainment anymore. TikTok is not it like that, bro. Not anymore. It's just about TikTok Shop. That's crazy.
Last week on the podcast, at the very beginning, I mentioned that we did not have our normal lighting rig. We looked a little bit orange last week, I would say, and we are 2024 Gen Zers. We do not like orange light.
Unless,
we like this bright white light with grays and blacks.
It's Dune. We like Dune.
Dune's fine, but Dune is different.
Dune is different. We're not in the desert.
And then this week, I bought a new light on TikTok Shop.
Yay! Oh, well. Fine.
TikTok
Whatever.
Shop
Is it one of
provided
the
me
dozens of videos with TikTok Shop items that just one after another come into your feed?
No, it wasn't like that. But I started getting advertisements not too long ago for these little on-camera lighting rigs for pretty cheap on TikTok Shop, and I ordered them. They've not arrived yet. Maybe next week I will show it off. But
Wow,
yeah.
I guess it could be good. But
$7, it's not that much of a
yeah.
loss, even if it's not good.
I've never bought anything off TikTok Shop. I might never, just off the principle of it, because I'm, mad at the fact that it's just getting shoved in my face. I don't like anything to be shoved in my face. Even if I like it, if it's shoved in my face, no, I don't.
Speaking of the commercialization of social media,
Tell me more.
today I saw I'm going to show you because I bet you haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Mr. Beast,
Yeah.
KSI,
Logan
Paul, they now have a Lunchables competitor.
That's crazy. They Prime and Feastables made a Lunchables competitor.
It's called
crazy.
Lunchly. It's going to be a competitor to the classic Lunchables school
Aren't Lunchables
lunch
kinda like-
or snack.
It feels like Lunchables are kind of like a dying thing. Like it was the thing.
They're
when
about
we were
to.
younger,
It's going to be dead now.
Well, it was like the thing. Maybe we're just not that age
Maybe
anymore.
we're not that age anymore,
It's still
yeah.
huge. I don't know. I feel like
I saw some at Walmart the other
I
day.
feel like they're still at Walmart, but I feel like Gen Z parents might buy Lunchables for their kids. Like that seems like a thing they would do.
We'll buy Lunchly.
But apparently we might be buying Lunchly because Mr. Beast and KSI and Logan Paul.
It's going to be Prime for the drink,
They didn't used to have a drink,
Feastables for the dessert,
of course.
and then they quite literally they have the pizza option with like the flatbread.
You have to.
They have the Stack'ems with crackers, cheese, and ham.
yeah.
And then they have the little mini nachos. Like,
That's crazy.
This is the most blatant
Is
Lunchables
gonna sue
knockoff.
them? Is Lunchables?
Doubtful they'd lose, and also
you can't
these are
sue.
gonna outpace Lunchables in sales instantly.
That's the thing. Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI, you can't sue these guys. They have
You
the
can.
best lawyers in the planet
Yeah.
because they get sued so often. Like you can't be them, and do the things they do without people trying to destroy you in court, all the time. They're just like that
it's
controversial.
there's
I
just
guess.
always some background lawsuits going on, and they don't even worry about it.
Yeah,
but I've
nonstop.
seen a couple times Logan Paul would like get on TikTok and kind of just explain what the lawsuit is and why he's gonna win.
Yeah, he was the king of those. Let me add some context to make myself look good TikTok videos, which was great, except for the one about George, because he might have left some stuff out, according to another video I saw. But anyway,
Conversation for another day.
conversation for another day. What is next?
I will try Lunchables. Just in fact,
I'm sure you will.
my wife and I recently were at Walmart just shopping, and we grabbed some Lunchables just for fun. She was like, "Oh, I used to eat these," and I was like, "I also used to eat these. Let's try."
See if they're still good.
And they were not
Of course not.
good at all. Also, it did come with something. It came with a Capri Sun.
Oh, maybe they have. I don't know.
I don't know if they used to have drinks. It might be like newer. That they
Did we
have
talk
drinks
about
included.
the Capri Sun bait and switch that they did?
No, I don't even know what it is. So
You didn't know the Capri Sun thing?
no.
Remember they launched bottles.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a Prime bottle or a Gatorade bottle, and it went viral. And everybody, I guess, they pushed the rumor that they were getting rid of the classic Capri Sun pouches, and they were going to switch to bottles. And the internet was in uproar. And then Capri Sun posted, "Yeah, no, we are never getting rid of the Capri Sun pouches. Also, you can now buy a whole pallet of Capri Sun pouches at Walmart." Like I guess it was a marketing.
Just a troll.
Yeah, marketing troll for their new Capri Sun palette at Walmart.
Do you remember a couple years ago when IHOP said that they were gonna rebrand as IHOB,
with
International
the
House
burgers?
of Burgers?
Yeah, and it was just to launch their burgers.
Yeah, it was just to launch like a new burger menu, and
That's
but
the best
they
way to
tried
do it, I
scare us
guess.
all.
Imagine, Olive Garden decides to announce that they're not serving breadsticks anymore.
I would never go to Olive Garden again.
I know, but then
It's like
surprise
mid-pasta
and
and great
they
breadsticks.
just like I don't know, have some sort of I don't know what they would launch. What could they possibly launch?
Speaking of food, I think we have a food item to discuss.
We do. Very controversial food item.
I want to set this up. When we both lived at home with our parents, every winter when it gets cold, Mom will make soups.
Yep.
Some pretty good soups. I guess that's open to opinion if you like soup or not, but I like soup fine. So
Right.
we sit down around the dinner table, and my dad would say, "Guess what?"
Every time.
"What, Dad? Tell us what?" He would say, "I love soup."
That's what he said.
Every time.
He loves
Every
soup.
time. And he still does this.
He does.
We talking about it like it's past tense. He still does this.
He's a fan of soup.
And now sometimes, someone will be like, he'll say, "Guess what?" And I'll be like, "You love soup." or he'll just sit down and we'll be like, "You have something to tell us? You have something to tell us?"
We gotta. Yep, it's like tradition when we have soup now because Dad likes soup. However, I do not like soup. This is my hot take today, guys. I don't like soup.
He doesn't like soup.
Very few exceptions.
Okay,
Generally.
so before we start talking about soup on like a deeper level,
Okay.
just why do you not like soup?
I don't know. Maybe there's just not a lot of soups I don't like. Maybe I don't like the consistency of it. Most soup is just like flavored water, which is not usually my thing. It's like flavored water with some bits of meat and vegetables. Like it's not usually like stuff I would like in the first place. Like if you threw like some chicken and some carrots and some like whatever other vegetables and then like just handed it to me with whatever seasoning normally goes on a chicken soup, I probably wouldn't like it in the first place.
No, you would.
It's literally like meat. I don't like the concept of boiled meat. Boiled meat is usually never it. That is not the way to prepare meat. You gotta sear it, you gotta cook it, you gotta at least bake it, and even that is usually pretty bad.
This
but
is pretty wild.
I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here. This
is
This might
wild.
not be going well for me, but I just don't like soup. There's very few exceptions. Like I'll like maybe a corn chowder sometimes or a clam chowder. Occasionally,
There's so
like
many
a beef
good
stew
soups.
that's all right, but it's just as a rule, I don't like soup. I just don't.
This is wild. Okay, so you can take like, there's broth-based soups, a
Don't like
chicken
'em.
broth, a
Yeah.
beef broth, like a really like rich broth with a lot of flavor, or you could have like a heavy whipping cream based soup, or like a cream of chicken soup.
I just don't like
something
almost
with
any
some
of them.
creamy substance to it.
I mean, stop throwing out words, bro. You're throwing out words and textures. Like, you can have a creamy, you can have a
There's so many
thicker,
good options. Okay.
Whatever.
Do you like chili?
Yes.
Is chili soup?
No. Chili is not soup. I had a whole conversation. This is what I said. Crowd tested this subject. I was at a football watching party yesterday, and we had a lengthy and heated debate about soup. Is soup good? What is soup? Is chili soup? Is gazpacho soup?
That's a follow-up question.
Gazpacho?
I'm
Anyway,
gonna come back to that.
Chili is not soup, okay? Chili is chili. It's kind of like, is a hot dog a sandwich question? No, it's not. A sandwich is a sandwich. A hot dog is a hot
that's
dog.
a conversation for another day.
We're throwing it in right now. All right. And a chili is chili. A soup is soup, okay? It's not chili soup.
But what if you had just like a bean soup?
A bean soup is a bean soup.
Porridge. Is porridge soup?
I don't know. I don't feel like I have porridge very often.
I don't think that's a term people
It's
use
not like
anymore,
a porridge
actually.
thing.
But
I don't know.
people used to say bean porridge. That's a thing. But all chili is, and by the way, our mom,
Chili is very similar to a stew.
the chili that our mother makes, and I think it might actually be like generally Midwestern chilies are like this.
Yeah.
It's got kind of a thicker consistency.
It's much
It
closer
doesn't
to a
have
stew.
the consistency that I associate with soup. Also, now you're making a differentiation between soup and stew. Do you
Right.
like stew?
Sometimes. I haven't had too many stews.
Chili, though,
Other than like
the chili
Korean
that we
beef
grew
stew.
up on, it's
Yeah.
pretty thick, also well seasoned.
Yeah.
So you
Chili's
do
fire.
like chili.
Yeah, I had chili yesterday. It was great. By the way,
and you
chili
don't-
with cinnamon rolls, they're on to something in the South, y'all.
They are on
That
to
is-
something.
That's it right there.
I might be proving my own ignorance by suggesting this, but in the South, do they maybe eat like thinner chilies, or is it still thick chili?
I don't know. I've never had chili in the South. I don't see any reason to. I feel like we probably have the best chili in the world here in the Midwest. We probably got just about the best everything in the world in the Midwest, except
All
maybe
right,
pizza.
all right.
And
So
Italian food.
chili is not soup, but you do like it. Correct?
Yes.
All right, gazpacho.
I don't think I've ever had gazpacho.
It's a Spanish
It's Spanish? I thought it was Italian.
soup. I mean, they make it in Italy too. I think. I'm pretty
Is it
sure. I'm
Spanish?
pretty sure the term is Spanish from Spain.
I'm going to look it up. You keep talking.
Okay, gazpacho for anyone that's not had it, and also it's going to be really embarrassing if I'm pronouncing it wrong or something. But such is life. It's like a cold, chilled. It is soup, but it's cold. It's a chilled soup.
It is Spanish.
I knew it. All right.
Gazpacho is Spanish. Anyway.
But also, I have had like a cucumber soup called soup. It was chilled, and it was good.
yeah, it's gazpacho.
Gazpacho.
That's how it's pronounced. Anyway, you were saying cucumbers chilled soup.
Is that still soup in your book? Like if it's
Yes,
chilled,
I do.
does it
I do
count?
think it still can be soup. And this was.
Have you ever had a
the whole
chilled soup?
argument. No, I have not.
Okay.
I believe that the differentiating factor. I need to say that word correctly. Differentiating.
Yes, sir.
The differentiating factor between what is and is not soup involves the preparation method of the soup, and I believe the intention of the use, because I had to look up the definition, and it
Of
had to
soup?
do with it's just the way it's prepared and the use of it. So this is why cereal is not soup.
Is cereal soup? He beat me to the jump. I was
Cereal
gonna
is not
ask this
soup.
question. Is cereal soup?
No, it's not. Cereal is cereal. Okay, so soup is cooked together as a soup. Cereal is a grain and milk eaten together. So you eat two things together. That does not necessarily
Cooked
make
separately, served together.
Right, that's
soup is
cereal.
all put together and then cooked.
I guess so. Although gazpacho isn't cooked, so
It is cooked. It's it's cooked and then
it's
chilled.
like blended together and stuff. But
I feel like they
it's
cook
chilling
it
it
and then
together.
they chill
I don't
it.
think they cook it. I pulled up one gazpacho recipe yesterday just to check, and it did not call for it to be cooked.
Let's
at all.
not specify gazpacho though. Let's just talk about chilled soups in general.
Right.
I mean, they can be cooked and then chilled
Yeah, absolutely.
and then served that way.
Yeah, and that doesn't make it cereal. But cereal is not soup, just because Something
also,
is
chili
a
is not
solid
soup.
in a liquid. No,
Chili is not
is
soup.
not soup.
Chili is not soup.
No.
Chili is cooked together
No,
and
yes.
served in a bowl.
Just because something is cooked together and served in a bowl doesn't make it soup either.
Okay, but you need to specify the soup.
I
What do
don't
you-
know exactly how to word this to draw the lines in the correct way, but I do know that when you have a term for something, it's usually that thing and not some other thing. So, like, for example, chili is chili and not soup.
Okay, hey, I have another one. Ramen. Soup?
That's an interesting question.
Like an
pho
authentic-
or ramen?
Yeah, pho,
Yeah.
Vietnamese pho, PHO, for anyone who doesn't know. It's a Vietnamese
It's like a
noodle
dish. Yeah.
with broth and seasoning. Very delightful. Ramen, specifically, I'm thinking like the kind that you get at like a not Maruchan or even Buldak. I'm talking about like you go to a ramen bar or a ramen shop, or if I had ever been to Japan, I'm sure I would have gotten it there. But it's like it is a soupy consistency, if you ask me,
I don't
and it's
know.
got whatever the noodles are. There's
I
different
guess
kinds
this-
of noodles
this
and
begs the
seasonings
question.
and eggs.
Is anything served with broth a soup?
That is a question for you, sir.
I don't know, guys. I've reached the end of my firm stances on soup. I know that chili is not soup.
Summarizing Jonathan's belief: cold soups can still be soup.
Absolutely.
Chili, not soup.
Not a soup at all.
Cereal, not soup.
Cereal is
That
not soup.
one is not controversial at all.
It is actually. Yesterday we were having a whole debate about it. I don't know if anybody took a dissenting opinion, but they couldn't accept that the cereal is not soup. So I had to pull up
I guess
ChatGPT.
according to some definitions of soup, it
I
might
had
be.
to pull up ChatGPT and I asked our beloved robot, is cereal soup? And ChatGPT said, quote, "No, cereal isn't considered soup. Soup is typically defined as a liquid dish that is made by cooking ingredients like meat, vegetables, or grains in broth or water. Cereal, on the other hand, is a combination of solid grains, usually dry, eaten with milk, which isn't cooked together. So even though they both involve liquid and solid, they are different in preparation and purpose."
I feel like this categorically discounts like a tomato soup.
How so?
It's literally like a tomato sauce. It's not. There's no broth. It's just like a tomato sauce that's like warmed up and served maybe with some cream.
Well, it's in preparation and purpose. So the broth, it's like it's three things, and it's like any two of them, maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly how all
to
this
complete my summary that we just got distracted from.
Yes.
The final point is ramen.
I don't know.
know.
I don't eat ramen like soup, and I very rarely will choose to order a pho at a restaurant. Like, I don't really go for that, so I don't know. The way I eat
I love them
ramen
both and I eat them
usually-
all the time.
The way I do ramen is usually more like a pasta. This is the way you do ramen.
Well-
you make the noodles, you sauce it up, you throw a little chicken in there or a little steak, you throw like an egg on top, maybe some hot sauce. That's not really a soup. There's no broth involved.
That's true. When I make it at home, I do it that way.
Yeah.
And part of that is it's easier for me to do. It's almost like, but just reminding the
But at
audience.
a ramen
for
restaurant-
context, I'm making that with Maruchan or Buldak.
Right. But at a
that
ramen
is-
restaurant, you're getting a soupier ramen.
Yeah, at a ramen restaurant,
Right.
you're getting whatever kind of noodles it is. There's the different kinds, and it's served in broth.
Yeah.
Be it a beef broth or a chicken broth.
I probably shouldn't say this right now, but I'm also not that big a fan of ramen. I do
That's
like
fine.
ramen.
You-
Like, some ramen is good. Ramen can be done well, but like 90% of the time, like, for example, the instant ramen or whatever, you just cook that joint and make it, that's gross.
Oh no, I think almost everyone will agree with. I mean, some
And, like,
some white
I'm-
people have to put up with it, but like
Some
as,
white
as a
people.
general rule, like in
don't really-
Japan, they don't do like Maruchan packets. Just throw it in the
And
microwave.
I've never actually gone to a ramen restaurant or really wanted to.
it's
Probably
so good.
because I'm not a soup guy, and it's
It scares you. It
eerily
scares you.
similar to soup.
It scares you.
It does. I'm not a broth guy.
I'm ready to
can't
leave
get
this
behind
subject.
broth.
We might come back to this later. In fact,
Okay.
I might take you to a ramen restaurant sometime between now and the next time that we discuss this.
We'll see. We'll see about that. I'm down. I'm adventurous with food. I will try it.
There's this one spot that I'm thinking of that you can get a delicious ramen, but we can also get you like an edamame bowl or something. They will have a little bit more
Edamame,
substance to
isn't
it.
that Bibi No Money song?
No, I mean yes, but it's like a snap pea, but they serve it with like. I'll describe it to you later. It's
Anyway,
good. It's
what's,
great.
What's
All right.
next on the agenda?
I have a
today?
tweet that I saw on Twitter,
Share with me this tweet.
on X, not Twitter, on X,
Formerly known as Twitter.
formerly known as Twitter, to share, and it is regarding one of our favorite subjects to talk about on this podcast, but also generally. A very simple tweet. They said, name a 10 out of 10 movie. Off the dome, can you do this?
Inception.
Inception. A 10 out of 10 movie. Inception.
Probably
per
should have
Jonathan.
said
Okay.
The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy. A
10 out of 10.
movie per Jonathan.
Spirit Stallion of the
I just
Cimarron.
wanted a 10 out of 10,
10 out of 10.
film per Jonathan.
There's three different genres.
I want to share some of the answers from this tweet just so we can laugh at them, really.
And we will judge because we are the experts.
The number one, the top result, the top re-quote tweet, response tweet, probably only the top tweet if I had to guess because it has a GIF, it has media, not actually because it's popular.
Right, let me take a drink so I can spit it out when you say it. No, I'm kidding. What is it?
Bullet Train.
I wouldn't be opposed. Haven't seen it. It's made by the same director who directed The Fall Guy, which is one of my favorite movies.
Is that true? I did not know that.
It's the same guy. That's why there was a reference in the extended edition to Bullet Train because it's
Okay,
the same
The
director.
Fall Guy was very, well, it had some bad language. I guess it wasn't family friendly, but it was very, like, clean cut, like a pop movie.
It was pretty family friendly.
Relatively family friendly, particularly the
Maybe not for
theatrical.
like your 6-year-old, but
Right, but 10, 11, 12,
Yeah,
your
it's pretty
13-year-olds,
family-friendly
like,
movie, absolutely.
it's got a little bit of language in it, which we don't like. Shout out to the, not shout out, just PSA to the movie industry. You could have left that out. We still would have loved the movie.
anyway. But yeah, Bullet Train is like Brad Pitt and
Bullet Train is very R-rated.
is a lot more. intense.
I didn't realize it was so R-rated. I put it on at one point. I only made it like 5 minutes before, because like you can put up with some language in a movie or something sometimes, but it was so constant.
I don't know.
I was like, this is just awful script writing. Anyway, someone said Avatar.
no,
Good for them. Whatever. 21 and 22 Jump Street.
haven't seen those, but I've heard about them.
There's no way. Someone said Cars.
Cars is a great movie.
Cars is a pretty good movie.
Cars could be a 10 out of 10 movie.
Hot take.
What's that?
Cars 2 is better than both Cars 1 and Cars 3.
Cars 2 is a better kids movie. It is more appealing to children, specifically boys, I think. As a young boy, like when I was 10 years old, that movie was hot. Cars 2, the greatest possible movie. It's exciting, it's new, it's a spy movie. It's so interesting. Finn McMissile is so cool. Plus, there's all the racing. It's just great. But Cars, the original Cars, it's so original, so classic in the way that it's made. Like, the soundtrack is solid. The story is good. This was a banger
Cars 2 is
Pixar
better. All right,
movie.
moving on. Someone else
What?
said, every movie I've ever watched suddenly left my mind. That was me when I saw this tweet. I don't know any
Yeah,
10 out of
I
10
feel
movies.
that
I've never
too.
seen any movies
Yes.
before. And
I
then
feel
someone
like-
else said The Wolf of Wall Street. Someone said The Boys, which is not a movie. That's,
not
a
a movie,
show.
that's a show.
Get with it. Someone said Fight Club.
no, the
Someone
Brad
said
Pitt-
Avengers Infinity War. And someone else
No.
said any Avengers
Here's
movie.
The first Avengers movie is the best one.
Someone said
Hot take.
any Avengers movie, which segues very cleanly to the final subject that we had pre-planned to discuss today, which I just want to note, Screen Rant last week put out a ranking of every Marvel movie, which is
Yes.
the best. I thought about disputing their ranking on the
Okay.
pod, which we might still do, but actually, our dad texted us
He
this
did.
week, and he said perhaps what you really should discuss is the best Avengers scene.
Best scene.
Marvel, not Avengers specifically, Marvel movie. Best scenes from Marvel movies, not picking the best scene, although we might discuss that. We have about 7 to 8 minutes to discuss this, right?
Did you select scenes
I
for us
have
to rank, or
I've selected scenes for us to rank almost primarily from his suggestions.
Okay, so we are not coming up with scenes. If we missed something, it's not our fault.
Right. These are, I have added some here. Both my wife and our sister contributed some for this. We have more than 10 options to play with here.
Yeah.
I have a notebook and a pen.
Notebook and pen.
So, to start with, let's just talk about our scenes.
Okay, let's get our baseline here.
The elevator scene.
Captain America and elevator.
Everyone gets in the elevator.
It's important. Yeah,
There's
it's a good
two
scene.
versions of this, right? It happens again in Endgame.
It does.
Yeah, it's a callback to the scene.
I think we should compile them both and say the elevator scene.
Yeah, just the elevator scene, all encompassing.
Yes.
They get in the elevator. It says before we start, does anybody want to get out?
Right.
Iconic scene. Okay, number 2, the highway fight sequence from Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
The one with the Winter Soldier and Captain America. And
I'm
going to
say from the very beginning, where like
Falcon and Black Widow.
just the whole thing. Yeah, it's a long sequence in the film, but Nick Fury getting beat up too. Is that in conjunction with it?
No, I don't.
No, let's not count that.
That happens much earlier.
Okay. Number 3, another fight scene that's iconic. This is probably one of our only post Infinity War in game.
Shang-Chi?
Yep. Shang-Chi
on the bus.
The bus sequence
That's a
in
great
Shang-Chi.
scene.
A really, really, really good
One
fight
of the better
scene.
fights in Marvel.
Really well choreographed, just beautifully shot. Really, really great scene.
Excellent
okay.
cinematography.
The Vision and Ultron goodbye.
Where they're talking about like philosophical stuff.
Yeah.
Like that is really deep. Ultron
In terms
is
of like writing.
Ultron is like the deepest, most based character in the MCU like ever.
Marvel villains are not like there's some powerful Marvel villains and there's some cool ones, but it's rare that you have one that's like philosophically deep.
Because Ultron he's so like almost there. Like if you did just like as a computer, this is removing the human element. You looked at humanity on paper, you would decide very, very likely you would decide it's got to go.
Oh yeah, Ultron is the personification of our fears regarding AI, just because he looks at everything in a very categorical way, makes decisions, and it's just no empathy. It is what it is. That's scary. Okay.
And then,
all right, we don't have more time.
No, you got to mention, and that scene is also so great because Vision brings the dichotomy, the full other side of the spectrum, where you realize there is all of that, but that's what makes it beautiful. Like there is grace in the flaws, and that's where humanity shines. Which is also kind of the point of like Jesus and God and all that. But like,
we're not even halfway through our list.
Keep going. Keep going. Speed run.
Oh no, Thor's in a cage from Thor Ragnarok. The whole opening sequence. You're probably wondering, why am I in a cage?
Yeah.
Yep. All right,
that.
great.
That's pretty good. Very
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
That's just like a clip in a scene. But yes,
it's so funny though.
It's hilarious.
It's a great script. Okay, the Civil War airport.
Also, great introduction to those characters together in the first Avengers movie. They never had an interaction, so it's really
yes,
great.
yes, 100% agree with that. Okay,
airport scene.
Airport scene from Civil War.
The whole thing.
Introducing Spider-Man. This whole fight sequence.
How do they fight as friends? All that. A lot
very
going
great.
on there.
Very good. Okay, Come and Get Your Love, which would be the whole opening sequence from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Quill, got it.
Peter
Guardians
Quill
is great.
Yes.
Moving on.
All right, Avengers Assemble.
That's iconic.
To be the iconic, the moment from Endgame. All right. Okay. Our sister suggested, and my wife suggested this one as well. I Am Iron Man.
At like Infinity.
I'm gonna say Endgame. I Am Iron Man is
not
probably
Iron Man. I Am Iron Man.
Although
just
the callback gives it validity.
Yes.
It's good in that way.
Yes.
All right. Another Endgame moment, which might be making the case that, like, despite not being like the greatest film taken as a whole, it might not be the best. But if we just, for a sheer number of scenes from it, it might be one of the best Marvel movies. I don't know though. Well, that's a discussion for another day. Why is Gamora?
Why is Gamora is
For
a great
context,
moment.
they're going back and forth. You know, someone's like, "What did you do with Gamora?" Someone else says, "I'll do you one better." Who is Gamora? And Drax says, "I'll do you one better." Why is Gamora?
Yes.
Iconic moment.
Great moment.
Hilarious
So
moment.
funny.
It was probably. I feel like I saw something. It was not a scripted moment too.
Yes, I heard
so
that
that's pretty good. All right, and then finally, or not quite finally, second to last scene in the original Avengers movie again. Hulk comes, beats up Loki, very nasty, and he goes, "Puny God."
Oh yeah, Puny God is
an iconic moment. Okay, and our final one, I was really racking my brain for any post in-game scene that would be worth adding in addition to the Shang-Chi bus sequence and the Deadpool and Wolverine bye 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 dance. Even if you haven't seen the movie, if you've been on social media, you have seen the bye 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 dance. You know what that is. That is clearly iconic.
And we're not adding shows, but if we were, the final scene from Loki, I feel like should be on the list.
No.
But yes. But anyway, we're not adding shows. That's a different conversation. All right, what are we doing with these? Are we actually are we gonna try to rank these?
Not all of these. We just have to come up with a. Do you want to go 5 or 10?
Let's do top 5 in no particular order.
That's fine. Okay.
Because we don't want to have to defend this. There's so many good ones. All right, so I think absolutely on the list is the elevator.
Okay, we're putting it at no particular order. Putting the elevator at number 1.
It's just such a Captain America thing, bro. It's kind of what he is, and it kind of shows his growth and development in a way between the two scenes. But I think Ultron should go on the list, personally.
Top 5?
Top 5. I'm a very philosophical guy. I like all that stuff. So if for my personal top 5, yes, we can.
I'm gonna put it here, but I'm gonna put it at 5.
Okay, that's fine. It's again, this is in no particular order. So 5 means it could be 1.
No, it's in an order now.
It's in an order now. The elevator probably is in number 1.
No, I'm gonna move it down.
Yeah.
Elevator is gonna be 3. And guys, this is me putting it in order without knowing what else we're gonna.
No,
land
I feel
on
like
the top
elevator
5.
should be 2, and assemble should be 3.
That's fine for now.
Yeah.
It's a working copy. Okay, elevator is 2.
Elevator is 2. Assemble is 3 because it's really not that great. It's just that everything has been leading up to this.
Yeah, it's the callback to everything that came before.
It's just it's just all that. I don't think that as a scene it's that great. What else are we putting on there?
Why is Gamora?
I don't know. I feel like
You're going for like depth.
I don't know. I feel like we should have a well-rounded list.
I feel like maybe Why is Gamora is 4.
But is that really the funniest
of the ones we got here?
I guess. I feel like there should be a better Korg line on this list. We need a better Korg line. But I guess we're ranking scenes.
Oh, we don't have
not
any
lines.
Korg lines.
We're ranking scenes, not lines.
That's true. Maybe we should do next time or some other time one-liners from Marvel
Absolutely.
movies.
But I think Why is Gamora belongs on the list.
Why is Gamora's number 4?
We're gonna put it on number 4. What's our number 1 then, bro?
Either the Civil War airport scene, the Winter Soldier highway scene, or the Shang-Chi bus scene.
I'm going to say airport. I think airport gets to be number 1.
Are we sure?
Because
the choreography and the cinematography
the
of the bus
choreography
scene.
is good.
Also, the soundtrack of the bus scene.
The bus scene is dope in a lot of ways, but here's the thing about the Civil War is it's not just about the way the scene is shot, it's about the moment that the scene is and the deeper layers of the scene. There's not a lot of deeper layers. The bus scene is like a opening scene in a movie where you get to introduce the character and show that he's good at fighting kind of situation. This is just learning that Shang-Chi is like that with his fists, but the airport scene, these characters are figuring out what this new world looks like where they have to fight each other. Like this Avengers, they called themselves a family, and now they're squaring up, and there's the introduction of Spider-Man as a character. There's Black Widow's whole kind of what is going on here situation. There's Tony versus Cap. There's the battle of all. There's just a lot going on.
We're giving it to the airport today. This is going to be subject to more debate and discussion.
Yeah, usually our top 5 lists are absolutely correct, but this one
is open to debate, open to
debate.
discussion. We're giving it to the airport for now.
Right.
Because of the gravity of the moment. Although it is worth noting that Shang-Chi might be better cinema. The fight might be better cinema.
Yeah.
Also,
it does do its job very well.
I'm giving points to the airport scene because Captain America Civil War is one of the best Marvel movies.
Absolutely.
The Captain America trilogy, by the way, is the best Marvel trilogy. I don't even know if we can argue that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody can
That's
argue
a hot take that we got to talk all about all this later.
The next episode might be the Marvel episode. Like, we
Maybe.
might dive into a lot of stuff.
Marvel
or just
special.
some future episode.
And we'll do a Marvel special.
But also the Winter Soldier highway scene, which actually I might go rewatch for context for next time.
Yeah.
The Winter Soldier might be the best Marvel movie.
It's really good. It's really good. But anyway, we are out of time.
We are totally out of time. So, recapping. Number 1, the airport. Number 2, the elevator. Number 3, Avengers Assemble. Number 4, Why is Gamora? Number 5, the Vision and Ultron goodbye. This is subject to ongoing deliberation and debate. Next time, or at least a future time, we will address this again. But that is it for the Alibi Pod today.
Bye-bye.
We will see you next week.